Right, let's get started. Thank you ever so much for joining us on this lovely evening. I wish it was as sunny outside as it was on my lovely background there. But welcome to the virtual Long Road Sixth Form College Post-16 evening. We're delighted that you've taken the time to join us. We're going to take you through what life is like at Long Road Sixth Form College, the courses on offer. We've got a team of people awaiting your questions in the kind of chat area there. Ruth and Andy for the kind of subject side of things and careers, and Lisa and Michelle, two of our fabulous progress coaches, ready and waiting to take your questions on the sort of pastoral side of stuff. We've also, much better than that, and listening to me as well, you've got Tom, Poppy and Abbie. We're going to be hearing from students, and you'll be able to, I'll be throwing them some curveball questions and hearing their answers about what life is like at Sixth Form College at Long Road. So let's get going. We've got 2,500 students on roll. If we could move the slide on, we can maybe see that information. Yeah, so it is very different. We are a specialist high quality sixth form college. 2,500 students on roll. I always have to stop and remind myself that, because 2,500 sounds an awfully large number, but it never seems like that when you're actually studying and teaching at Long Road. And never everyone here at the same time. It's always kind of broken up like that. We're kind of the opposite of the TARDIS in a way. We're big on the outside and have a kind of a small college feel on the inside. So people always say, where are the students? Where are all these 2,500? They are here, but not all at the same time. So we're not an academy, okay? We are an independent sixth form college, and we think that gives us some very distinct advantages that we're going to talk about tonight. We're situated on the biomedical campus. On Long Road, obviously, and fast becoming known as Nobel City around here. It's an amazing collection of buildings that I can see right outside the window. The biggest collection of Nobel Prize winners apparently anywhere in the country. So it's a high status location. Sixth form is obviously a stepping stone. We see sixth form colleges, and this one in particular, as even more of a stepping stone to enable you to get where you want to go. There's a lot of research out there as to why go to a sixth form and not stay at the school. It's kind of a fantastic preparation for the world beyond. We're all about that stepping stone of getting you to where you want to go. So we think that sixth forms are able to do that, and people are a little bit more prepared when they go to university or enter the world of work, having already left school in its traditional form. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, we provide a massive variety of learning experiences, lectures, workshops, online talks, and we have a very wide choice of courses that you can see up on screen there. This is pretty unique in terms of being able to provide that breadth. Your job is going to be to choose three of these courses as a maximum, generally speaking. And as you can see, there are different types. And I'm going to try and take you through some of those to see, to try and convey that breadth and of our provision. So on the left-hand side, you'll see we've got what we call level 2 courses. They're the kind of equivalent to GCSE, and we've got some diplomas in there as well, and a really good array of courses there. I mean, those are enabling people actually to have a 3-year sixth form, because that would be a kind of a consolidation year. People could resit some subjects, but also take some new ones that they may not have studied before, like film studies or sociology or media, enabling them perhaps to have a better range of choices when it comes to choosing their A-levels, level 3 subjects the following year. Okay, so but for many of you, you'll be thinking about going straight into level 3 courses, and there's the array of courses there. We've got A-levels, the traditional A-levels, and a huge range of them as well. That's a good thing, I promise you. It enables, a really good selection. You can kind of put in any kind of configuration of courses you want there, really, and that's where our size, really is important. Big most certainly is beautiful in that case, because a lot of small centres would not be able to offer some of those courses. Okay, so that's the traditional A levels, ranging from biology to history to politics to psychology, sociology, Spanish. There's a huge range there. Okay, this is where some of you may not be quite so familiar, although they are becoming more and more popular, and that is the level 3 diplomas. These are equivalent to A levels, but unlike A levels, remember A levels are the traditional 2-year course, linear, all exams at the end. Okay. Some have 20% coursework on those A levels, but they're mostly about exams all at the end of the 2 years of study. Pretty old school, traditional style qualifications. That's exams at the end in a normal year anyway. And then we've got the diplomas, which are mostly coursework, although they do now incorporate up to 50% exams as well. But these are taken through the course rather than all at the end. So you're getting constant feedback on your progress. That they are equivalent to A levels. They carry the same amount of UCAS points. So for example, if you did an applied business and you got a distinction star, that would be the same as getting an A in an A level business studies. Okay, in terms of UCAS points, identical. Okay, and as you can see, there's a lovely range of subjects there, from applied science to criminology, our most popular course now, psychology, musical theatre, media, the list goes on. And those can be taken in a variety of sizes as well. We'll come to that in a minute. And finally, there on the right-hand side, you can see we've been running a level 4 course for a few years. Level 4 is a kind of a stepping stone between sixth form and university, and it allows students to kind of prep up for, in this case, art and design, doing a foundation year, and that's proving more and more popular. We pull in students not just from our own wonderful art courses, but also external students coming in to do that level 4 course. Okay, so you'll notice there are no occupational courses there. Okay, that would be things like hairdressing or retail or something like that. These are general qualifications. Okay, so if we'd like to move on to our next slide, here is something that takes a little bit of understanding, if I'm honest, and you'll see 3 columns of information there. So your choices, you could just go for the traditional route, if you like, the 3 A levels, the purple dots there, 3 A levels. So you could do A level history, A level English literature, and A level sociology. Okay, and that could be a nice humanities kind of pathway onto employment or university. Okay, many of our students take that route. Okay, exams all at the end, as we said before. The diplomas, you'll see, can be taken as well, and you can just go down the diploma route, but you'll see you've got a bit of a mixture of sizes. You can do what we call a 180, which is the extended diploma, and that is equivalent to 3 A levels. So you can see there, those 3 red dots, equivalent to 3 A levels. You could do 3 individual subjects and do single kind of equivalent A levels, but in those diploma subjects there. Or you could do a diploma, which is worth a double, worth 2 A levels, and combine it with a single. And then uniquely, okay, this is kind of a very key USP for Long Road. One of our major selling points is that you can combine those programs and create kind of a hybrid. You can have an A level alongside 2 extended certificates. You could do psychology, for example, alongside criminology, alongside applied science. Okay, that is entirely possible. You could, if you wanted to, do a diploma in sport, double diploma in sport, and have psychology alongside it. So that's rather a beautiful thing, and very, very underrated. In that we don't kind of try and pigeonhole students into being just academic or just kind of applied and practical. We very rarely find students who are solely in those camps. Actually, most students are like to have a mixture of styles of learning, and yes, you will get a very different style of learning in those courses. The A levels are so traditional assessment, the diplomas more coursework orientated with a bit of exams, more practical and applied subjects though. Okay, so you really have to decide what type of assessment you would like there. Okay, so yeah, you can combine those pretty much in any configuration you like, and that's a wonderful thing. So let's just move on to our next slide. Where we want you to be amazed. We're amazed. We're amazed at our wonderful students that we have here, and taught by some wonderful teachers. We've got some highly qualified, experienced specialists. Our teachers are sixth form teachers. They're not, coming out of a year 8 or year 9 class and then going to teach at A level over in the A level block. We're all specialist sixth form teachers, and we're very proud of that. Another difference from school here is we've got quite smaller class sizes. We've got an average class size of 19, which is pretty different from most schools, with a maximum of 24. Okay, we do have classes though smaller than that. It depends on the subject you take and the number of students applying for it. I don't remember a time when a student was not able to do their first choice course. Okay, it's always possible. Again, another advantage of being so large. But then on the inside, we've got amazing support. You see Tina there supporting one of our students, and that is a key feature of Long Road. We're about a caring and nurturing place. We like to nurture your learning. One of the key differences, the biggest changes probably from school, is the independence, obviously, that you would have in a sixth form college. The college day runs from 9 o'clock till 4:10. But unlike school, the structure of the school day is very, very different. I mean, you could have lessons in the morning, no lessons in the afternoon. You're free then to go to a study period, or even to go home to work from home. Okay, this is very, very different from a school environment there. Lessons are 90 minutes long, and there are 3 lessons per subject per week. You see down the bottom of that slide there. So a total lesson time per week, choosing 3 subjects, is 13.5 hours. Now, some of the students might be jumping up and down for joy at the prospect of that, but I can assure you that's pretty standard, and actually it hides the fact that you will work harder than you've ever done before, because those 3 subjects will take an awful lot of your time outside of the classroom in terms of independent study, and to enable you to do that in college. We provide study periods. We've got subject workshops where you can have access to kind of smaller group learning or one-to-one learning with subject specialists and academic support. Okay, so it's a wonderful feature, but independence, I would say, is the #1 difference you would find at Long Road Sixth Form College. If I can move on. So if you're wonderfully independent, we find that it enables students to be themselves. We've got an incredible passion for learning here, obviously, and we want students to be the best they can possibly be. All students are assigned a progress coach rather than a form tutor. We've got 2 available here this evening. With Lisa and Michelle. So, if you've got any questions for them about, the kind of pastoral side support that students receive, then please fire away some questions. So everyone gets a progress coach. We even have some fabulous friends coming in on occasion, like this lovely dog here, who's can help, shall we say, soothe away some of the stresses and strains of sixth form study. As you can see there, a bit of a wonderful companion to that comes in. We don't even get paid, I don't think, which is rather outrageous. Can I move on to the next slide? Okay, so it's all about being your best, obviously, and we recognise that some of the most powerful learning experiences you're going to get at Long Road do not happen inside the classroom or just inside the classroom. They are happening out there, be it sport and enrichment opportunities, and they are many and varied. We've got a wide range of clubs, recently refurbished gym. We've got student-led clubs as well in Duke of Edinburgh. We've got a Pride club, fantastic volunteering opportunities. We've got an EPQ program, which is pretty amazing. Students are assigned a kind of a mentor, which takes them through. For those of you who don't know the EPQ, the extended project, universities and employers love it. It enables students to choose a kind of a research or a task of their own choosing and design it themselves, and away they go with support from the mentors. We said really valued. It's worth like an AS level, like half an A level, and as I say, it can be an amazing addition to someone's grades when applying to university or the workplace, and in some cases has enabled people to get their first choice with those few extra points they're going to get. We've also got aspiring doctors program. They can join our bespoke med squad, and we're working closely there with the University of Cambridge medical students. They haven't got far to go, and help prepare them for med school. We've also got a Russell Group program to enable people to apply to those Russell Group universities. Okay, if we can move on. Let's start talking about the important things, which is obviously our students. Here is the wonderful Saffron. Saffron was with us until May 2019. So she left before all this COVID stuff, which is come along. But she's now studying a degree apprenticeship, rather unusually, but he's becoming more and more popular in bioinformatics, and don't we need that right at this moment? So she left in 2019. Here she studied the level 3 applied science extended diploma. So our whole program consisted of studying science, but it wasn't the traditional A-level route. It was, I say, the applied science, and there she is getting paid to get a degree, and that is very attractive in these times, I would imagine. So yeah, Saffron, what a star, and good luck to her. And as you say, she's got a little quote there from her. So moving on to our next student, we have the wonderful Kaspari. We are incredibly proud of Kes. You'll see there from that bullet point, she is studying a BA in Fine Arts at the University of Oxford, no less. She left last year, 2020, and what is I think confounds a lot of people is that Kes studied a level 3 art and design extended diploma. Okay, no A levels, and there she is at the University of Oxford. So an incredible achievement. It'd be probably one of a handful of students, who've achieved that ambition, but she is a shining light. She's coming back into college to talk to our students, to tell us how she did it, and hopefully she'll share those skills. But we supported her a great deal in doing that. Ruth is with us this evening. If you've got any questions for Ruth, who manages the kind of art courses, and she can help you out with that. Now, if we'd like to move on to the next slide, someone I know quite well. I have to declare an interest here. This is my son. This is Alex Bentley. He took a more traditional route into university. He studied 3 A levels, as you see there. Went to Comberton Village College, and he's studied literature, history, and sociology. And his ambition was always to study English literature at a top university. Applied to Cambridge, to Bristol, to various other top Russell groups, but it was Liverpool that absolutely excited him. I'm not sure he's feeling quite so excited at the moment. He is currently in lockdown, confined to his halls of residence, and not allowed to leave. So yeah, his mother's delighted, but he's not so. He's fine and doing well and enjoying his course, albeit remotely. The only thing I regret is, he could have smiled, couldn't he? He could have smiled. 2 A stars and an A, and you'd think he would smile, but hey. Never mind, eh? So we'd like to move on from Alex there. We've got our final kind of slide here, or next to final. What happens next? We've got some virtual open evenings happening next month. Let's just check the dates on that. 17th and 18th. It's the Tuesday and Wednesday, that's on November there, 17th and 18th. So hopefully you can join us for those. That's when you'll be able to join us and listen and engage with subject specialists and students studying those particular subjects. We're devastated we can't be live in our wonderful campus, but hopefully we can supply you with the next best thing and give a great virtual experience. Okay, we've got some welcome days in June 2021, and hopefully by then we'll be able to welcome you, on site for those welcome days in June, and you could spend the day as a Long Road student trying out new subjects and getting to know your teachers. If you've never studied criminology before or psychology before, then come and give it a go and be like hundreds of others who are now studying it at Long Road. And we've got some open evenings in June as well. And hopefully we're doing open evenings next year, so you may well be allowed to come onto that, but that will obviously be after your applications are in. Okay, so we can move on to the next slide. We've got an application deadline that you see there, and your heads of year 11 will be sharing this with you, no doubt, but it's looming. It's weeks away, I suppose. 12th of January 2021. If you want to check us out some more, you can have a look at us on Facebook, have a look at us on Twitter. I think that's Instagram right there. There's hundreds of lovely photos on there. And obviously our website, where loads of details about all the courses are on there. But that's enough from me. I want to talk to some students if I can. So would it be possible to welcome Tom?
Hey.
All right, Tom. So Tom, first of all, before we get cracking on some questions there, can you just introduce yourself? Why did you choose to, well, what are you studying? I think that's the most important thing. What are you studying at Long Road, and where did you come from? Where were you studying before?
Yeah, so I'm Tom, in my second year now at Long Road. I went to Saffron Village College before, and I'm currently doing A-level English, English, history, and psychology.
Excellent. And are you enjoying those subjects?
Oh, most definitely, yeah.
Good. So Tom, can I ask you, we're living in the world of COVID right now. What is virtual learning been like for you?
Well, obviously there's downsides to it and upsides to it. One of the nice upsides is you get a little bit of a lay in, don't have to get up and go to college.
Yeah.
So I've struggled a little bit with it, but the staff have been really great with it. They've been really on the ball. You're in contact with your teachers, every single day still. So there's always support from them and help from them. I'm seeing them every day, even when I'm not in college. So
yeah, I think speaking personally, Tom, it's been a bit of a learning curve for us as well, but we are getting better at it slowly, I think. But yeah, I think in some ways, some things weirdly go better virtually than in class. But yeah, it's no replacement really. It's we want to see everyone here. But what is your timetable like, Tom?
So I'm quite lucky. I get my Wednesdays off completely. I don't have
wow.
Yeah, and then. So because of that, one of my days is a bit more busy than the rest of them, but mostly it's like 2 lessons a day I do, and then you get a break in between, so it's nice and balanced.
Yeah, so it's probably about maybe 3 hours a day,
yeah.
And they can be split up or they can be together. Yeah, okay. And what about transport? Is it easy for you to get to college, Tom?
So it takes me about an hour to get into college because I have to get a car to the train station, and I get the train. then like it's not too long of a walk. It's quite nice when it's not horrible weather like today.
Yeah.
And then there's also the shuttle bus, so there's options there for whether you don't want to walk that day.
Yeah. The shuttle bus it does kind of just keep shuttling around, doesn't it? In the morning, yeah, and at lunchtime as well. I think it does a run back to the station. Okay, so what support is there for students, Tom? Have you found at Long Road?
So I found there's been actually quite a bit of support and help along the way. So first you get assigned a progress coach when you first start, and you see them once a week in a group, and then you get to see them one-on-one as much or as little as you do need, and they just kind of keep you on track with everything you're doing. They make sure you're doing okay, everything's going well, you're keeping on top of all the work, you don't need any extra help with anything outside of college, and like in college, especially at the moment with university applications, they've been really on the ball with all of that and helpful, like with constant communication, talking about that. And then there's the teachers, which from my experience have all been, they always try to help as much as possible, and they always go above and beyond, what they can do.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks ever so much, Tom. It's been really, really insightful, and hopefully you've answered a lot of questions that people have got ready and waiting out there. So thank you ever so much. Can I come to Poppy now, please? If Poppy is live.
Hiya.
Hi, Poppy. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Right, so Poppy, let me start by asking you what you're studying at Long Road, and where did you study before? Give us a bit of a...
Okay, so I'm studying musical theatre and health and social care, and
Wow.
I came from Bassingbourn.
Okay, excellent. So musical theatre, that sounds amazing. Do you love it?
Yeah, oh, I love it, yeah.
Yeah. What's good about it?
It's just a really fun class, and like, although there is work, it's fun work.
Yeah. So you just got a bounce in your step, and a song in your heart. Yeah, marvelous. Okay, so we get a lot of students actually from Bassingbourn, and they're very successful here at Long Road. Do you have to wear a uniform?
No, we don't have to wear a uniform. We can wear whatever we want. However, we do have to wear a lanyard.
Good on you.
To show that we are part of the college, and if we don't have a lanyard, then we're not allowed in, to be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think the lanyard also enables you to do photocopying and all that sort of stuff, doesn't it? And pay for things and stuff. Good. Is there any summer work, Poppy, you can tell us about?
Yes, there is summer work, and the summer work is mainly to prepare us for the upcoming term or our first lesson back. So I know last year for musical theatre, I had to do a presentation on a musical that I'd watched, and then had to present it to our class. And for health and social care, you have to write something for your PPD, which is personal professional development, which is part of your course.
Yeah.
And it's basically,
That must have given.
Nothing to worry about.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
It must have given you a nice insight into some of the subjects that you've studied. Yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah.
I know the answer to this, Poppy, but do you call your teachers sir or miss? We always get asked this question.
No, we call our teachers by their first names.
Yeah. Is that strange? Is that weird? Is it still weird?
I don't find it weird anymore, but I know when I first started last year, I kept calling them Miss, and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm really sorry, Lisa," or "I'm really sorry, Sarah."
Yeah. We find that students do struggle for a few days, and then it just becomes the new normal, to use that horrible expression. Okay. So what was it like moving here to the college from Bassingbourn?
First of all, I was really nervous because obviously I didn't really know many people that were going up.
Yeah.
But one thing that I've learned, or like one thing that I thought was really good, was I settled in quickly because I was just being myself.
Yeah.
And you're gonna make friends. Don't stress that you're not, because there are people around you who are gonna like you.
2,499 others, to be precise.
Yeah, exactly.
Or thereabouts. Yeah, good. Which can be scary, but honestly, it's a very, very friendly college. The friendliest place I've ever taught in or worked at, and I've taught now for over 25 years. So hopefully you find the same thing. Okay, excellent stuff. Thank you so much, Poppy. I might come back to you later and ask you a few more questions if I can.
Fine.
If I can move on to Abbie. So is Abbie there? Hi, Abbie.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing? So, Abbie, tell us a little bit about yourself. What subjects are you studying at Long Road? Where have you come from?
So my name's Abbie. I came from Linton Village College and I do A levels in biology, chemistry, and maths.
Wow. Okay. So there's some tough subjects there. But I'm not going to talk about subjects first of all. I'm going to say, what is there to do outside of class when you're not focusing on those subjects, maybe, or maybe you are still.
There is actually quite a lot to do outside of class. So if you do want to focus on your subject still, you've got a lot of designated study areas like the library.
Yep.
But then if you want to socialise, there's the marquee, which is a new area for social distancing where you can meet your friends. And there's also the gym, which you have to book a slot to go into now. But say if you've got a gap between your lessons, you can always go in there for an hour or so.
That's a shame. Yeah, the marquees are quite new additions, and obviously new additions for this year because we've created a whole lot more kind of outdoor space, well ventilated, for this world that we're living in at the moment, obviously. But they cover our tennis courts completely, don't they? Yeah, thank you. So, do you have a tutor time? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we call our tutors our progress coaches.
Yep.
So in year one, we actually had a tutor class, which was about 15 people. And we just talk about like debates and current topics in the world. And it was just really an opportunity to meet people that weren't in your classes. But in your second year, your progress coach helps you with your application for university or apprenticeships and things like that.
Fantastic, yeah. And it's difficult at the moment to go on school trips or have visitors into college at the moment. But last year, did you have any school trips and visits anywhere?
So I know that psychology do a school trip to Poland.
Yeah.
And then there's annual school trips to Paris and New York for students and the foundation course, I believe.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's difficult. We have been kind of hit on that. We had one trip cancelled just before we went into lockdown, last year, which is a big shame for those students, obviously. So, what is the college campus like? I'm sort of trying to show it here, but it's a beautiful, beautiful place. What do you think it's like?
I really like it. It's very green and open.
Yeah.
There's lots of areas to just walk around. Like there's a little woodland behind the college.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you're like in the centre of a city. Like it's not busy. There's a lot of quiet areas that you do just like need a walk or a fresh air.
Yeah.
You have that.
Yeah, it is a wonderful, wonderful campus. Abbie, thank you so much for your time. I might come back and ask a few more questions. I just want to go back to Tom, if I may, but thank you so much, Abbie. Tom, you're back. Thank you. So, Tom, I'm going to put you on the spot now. Our slogan is "Be Long." Okay, we love that. Okay, what does that mean to you, Tom?
So for me, belong. It means that I belong to obviously like a massive family of 2,500.
Yeah.
But like it's an inclusive family. It really is. Like you can be yourself without ever feeling like you're kind of on the outside of anything. And like there's always somebody there to lend a hand or just to speak to. Like if you've got a free between your lessons and you don't know anyone on that, but you'll find someone soon enough that you can talk to, and you feel like you're always welcome somewhere.
So did you find it easy to make friends?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I just never stopped talking anyway. So, but no, yeah, I definitely found it very easy to just kind of within my first week really just pick out people and like my friend now.
Fantastic. What do you find the workload like, Tom? And
so it gets, I mean, it does get quite heavy at certain points. Like I've just done all my coursework for my subjects, but as long as you manage it, it never feels like it's too much. Like as long as you've got it organized, you've got, you do it as and when it kind of comes in. There's not too much of it. If you just sit back and let it pile up, obviously there's loads.
You can get on top of you, yeah.
As long as you just keep going.
And your teachers support you through that, hopefully. And tell us what your teachers are like.
Well, I love all my teachers. I think they're so fun and engaging with everything. They really do. They seem to more like care. Like they do care about like us learning it and getting through it, not just that we're taking the notes. They actually want to. They make sure that you're properly understanding everything that they're saying, and they always make themselves available, even, you know, outside of their teaching times, like outside of when you're meant to be seeing them, they're still there for you whenever you need it.
Brilliant. Well, thanks ever so much, Tom. You've been a wonderful ambassador for Long Road this evening. Thank you for your time. If I can come back to well, just before you go there, Tom, why did you choose to study Long Road at Long Road? What was it for you that was the kind of, you know, the number one or number two thing even that made you go, yeah, I'm going to Long Road. That's the place for me.
I think for me it was the atmosphere. It was, you know, I came and I didn't really like school, how school was. I didn't like how it felt, and I wanted somewhere completely different from that. And I think when I came to Long Road, it was such a big and open campus, and it was like, it felt so different. It felt like you were, you know, an adult, like you weren't just in a school, you were being treated more like a peer, and that's why I liked Long Road the most. Yeah.
My son last year, his reason for coming here, and he had his choice of sixth forms was exactly the same as that. You know, he felt valued and treated as an adult, and that's the way he came here. Yeah, nothing to do with me. Thank you ever so much, Tom. So can I come back to Poppy for a moment? And ask her if hi, Poppy. Just a few more questions, Poppy. Can you leave college when you're not in class? We often get asked that question.
Yes, you can.
You absolutely can. Yeah, you can indeed. And yeah, we try and treat people as adults, don't we? We don't lock people in at the school gates there. So how is being for you? How is sixth form different from school?
For me, sixth form is a lot more independent than school because you're not being chased by teachers to do work, which sometimes can be a bit irritating. And also you're allowed to go off premises, like we just talked about, and it just feels like you're allowed to do more things, such as wear a non-uniform, like have more freedom.
Yeah, sure. And you know, we're living in strange times at the moment, Poppy, but do you feel safe being back at college?
Yes. We have hand sanitizer everywhere, foot pedals, so as you have to wear a mask when you come into the campus, but in lessons you can take it off. We also have a marquee where we can all socialise, and it also has like a track and trace system. So yeah, I feel really safe.
Good. It's good to know. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to wear as you say, you don't have to wear the masks in lesson, but you know, it's nice that you feel that way. It's great. So you know, a lot of students are worried when they come to sixth form college that they're going to be leaving their friends behind, or they're going to different schools. And so, have you got friends now from different schools?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you might have your Bassingbourn Village College crew, as it were, but you've now got friends, hopefully, from other schools.
Yeah, in fact, I don't talk to anyone. Well, most people I don't talk to is from my old school. Yeah. I've kind of ventured off into that. I'm not going to keep with the same group of friends. I'm going to try and be independent and make my own.
Excellent. Yeah, we find a lot of people do that, and yeah, as you say, it's a new branch of life. Poppy, thank you for your time. Just ask you the same question, Poppy, if I can.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to study Long Road? What was the kind of one thing that tipped the made you sign on the dotted line, as it were?
Well, I think from the first open evening I went to, I was like, I want to go here. I really need to go here because it's just the atmosphere, like Tom said, and also the range of courses that we offer as a college.
Yeah, brilliant.
I think also musical theatre. I was like, oh my god, yes, that sounds amazing. So yeah.
Excellent. Is there any advice you'd give to year 11s coming up?
Yeah, so the first piece of advice I would give is just be yourself and don't be afraid of it, because the more you fight it, the harder it's going to be. And secondly, just enjoy it, because if and pick a course that you want to do in the future or you have any interest in, because there's no point choosing something that you don't like.
Poppy, you've been a complete star. Thank you ever so much for your time. You've been wonderful. Cheers. Thank you so much. Abbie, are you still around? Could you?
I'm still here.
There you go. Fantastic. So, Abbie, just a few more questions if I can. How do you feel that how do we support students going to university or apprenticeships? How do you feel we do that?
So I want to go to uni, and I feel like the college has been really helpful with that. So I'm part of the Med Squad group.
Excellent.
And also the Russell group. So yeah, through the Med Squad, I've been received a lot of emails about opportunities that I could do. So through that, I've presented a research poster at the Babraham Institute, which is just up the road.
Wow.
And, been in labs in the pharmacology department of Cambridge Uni, doing experiments and stuff. So there's a lot of opportunities that you get that you can add on to your personal statement when you're applying for uni or apprenticeships.
Yeah, pretty cool. Have you got a number one sort of choice location, destination yet?
I don't have a number one, but I did apply last night to 4.
Did you? Well done, well done.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have a canteen? We get asked this question. Of course we've got a canteen. Do we have a canteen, and what is the food like?
So yeah, we do have a canteen. There's a range of hot food and cold food, and we've also got a few different outlets like the kitchen, and we've also got a Costa on the site. So yeah, and I think on different days there's like themed food, so like different countries for certain days sometimes as well that the college do, which is quite cool because you get to try new things.
Yeah, it is cool. It's a bit different at the moment, isn't it, in terms of yeah, the COVID world, and it's kind of a little bit kind of more kind of sort of pick up and go, isn't it, really, in terms of they're trying to keep people safe. So some people come here the first time they come here, and they, oh my god, it's very very confusing, I don't know where to go. Was it difficult to learn your way around?
I think probably for the first week I was still like finding my way around, but yeah, after the first week you know where everything is, and you can always just ask anybody. Everyone's really friendly, so
exactly.
Yeah,
you soon get used to it. Yeah. And also, do you take notes on your laptop when you're in lesson, or handwritten?
Personally, I don't bring my laptop in, but I know a lot of people do. I think it depends on what subject you're doing. Like if it's a lot of coursework, you might want to use your laptop.
Yeah, indeed.
But yeah, my subjects I just use a notebook.
Excellent. Okay, it's nice to have the choice, I suppose, isn't it? So Abbie, I'm going to ask you the same questions here that I asked Poppy and Tom there. Why did you choose Long Road? What was it for you?
I think quite similarly to Poppy and Tom, it was like the atmosphere. So for more open evenings, I just really liked how like comfortable the environment felt. Like it didn't feel too pressurized, and all the teachers just seemed lovely as well.
Yeah, we're worried about that because we're not going to have people in for our open evening. So, you know, that thing about the atmosphere, how do we convey atmosphere in a virtual way? And it's difficult. Hopefully we've done it tonight with you guys and conveyed what a wonderful place this is. But have you got a last piece of advice you'd give to year 11s?
I would say do your summer work because it really does help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Find a way for you that makes you like organised, just so you are a little bit prepared for, because you're going to need to be organised when you're doing your independent study at college. So I've got like a little whiteboard that I write all my homeworks and lessons and extra stuff down. So if I do miss anything, I can not forget about it.
Lovely. Okay, Abbie, thank you ever so much. You've been a star, and hopefully you've answered a lot of people's questions. But I'll let you go now. If there's any more questions from those watching, please put down line. I've still got a panel here ready to take your questions. But that's it from me. Thank you ever so much for joining us, and good night.